Aaron Whitlow from the Mark Out Movie Podcast. On this week's episode, we're going to be rolling out a brand new series, the horror section, where we just pull a different movie out from the horror section and review it, talk about it, go into aspects of how it helped cultivate the culture, or whatnot, things like that. This week is The Hollow Man. Also, we're going to have a bonus episode where we're going to be reviewing the 2020 hit so far, The Invisible Man. And I cannot wait to dive into that movie with Brandon. And it's going to, he's already seen it twice. I've only seen it once, but I've also, whenever I see a movie that's really good, I go into like things I might have missed, Easter eggs, analysis of the film, what have you, things like that. And just this movie was just such a good movie that I can't wait just to talk about it. I've listened to some podcast episodes talking about it, a Dead Meat podcast, but I I'm trying to distance myself because I don't want anyone else's thoughts to form my own thoughts when it comes to the movie. And so yeah, I can't wait to review this film. Um, but and that's going to be all on Anchor FM, on our Anchor FM platform there. Also, you can find us on Spotify, um, every like a lot of other places, Apple. Yeah, I don't know if we're on iTunes, but Apple Podcasts. You can find us on different places. But I want to go ahead and get into a little bit of non spoilers of The Invisible Man. It's about a woman who escapes an overbearing boyfriend in order to escape. But then she comes to find out that after she escapes out of his home, essentially, he he kills himself. And this isn't spoilers in the sense of this is all in the trailer. And if she inherits and she gets $5 million, uh, given if she doesn't commit a crime or seem to be mentally incompetent, she gets this money over the course of so many years. And so, uh, yeah, so she has to deal with that, but also when things start happening, weird things start happening around her. She has a sneaky suspicion that her ex boyfriend has made himself uh, invisible. So, okay. Um, Without really going into spoilers, the movie was great. The I, right now I'm running blank on her name. The lady from Mad Men. She does a really good job as C or Cecilia in this movie. She carries the movie. She has to carry the movie with her acting, with her using the uh, using just being able to react to nothing, and that's and do a really good job of it. Also, Lee Wanell is the director of this film. Did an excellent job in the directing of this film. Also, the ways that he has the cameras pan over to a wall or a doorway, and nobody else within the scene is noticing this. It's just so good. It's so eerie and so haunting. Uh, this movie is just the best movie I've seen this year. And I'm not even, like I've seen some okay movies this year. Um, but the best movie I've seen before this was actually, in my opinion, Underwater. It was the best movie I've seen thus far. But this movie blows that, pun intended, out of the water. And so it's such a good film. I don't want to give away anything Please stay away from YouTube. Please stay, well, except for my channel, of course. But please go into this. If you can, not watch trailers if possible. Just watch the movie. Oh man, you would not regret it. Just the movie is so good. Everything about the movie is good. It's intense all the way through. It never lets you breathe. It never lets you relax. And that's it's an experience seeing this film. And so I would recommend you watch this film in theaters on a big screen, not bootleg, but in theaters on a big screen with the world, well, whoever's in the room with you, not the whole world. That would be weird, guys. But I think it'd be cool though. Just watch this movie in theaters. I think you should do so. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and give you my marks, 5 markouts out of 5 on the markout meter. I love this movie. Excellent film. Uh, I believe this kind of helped launch other Universal monsters, and if people get the products, those IP, and do this with it, do this type of stuff with it, then I'm all for it. So yeah, I enjoy it. Don't want to get your spoilers. You want spoilers? Please tune in Friday to the Mark Out Movie podcast. That will be on Spotify and other different places. Just Google Mark Out Movie podcast. It's Mark Out, MARKOUT, and then movie podcast. Google that. You'll find some type of platform that has us on there. Please listen. If you have questions, download the Anchor FM app. Ask us questions. We'll put in the episode. We love to answer questions. And yes, until then, thanks for listening. Thank you for tuning in. And we'll see you on Friday.